Love you too, buddy. Coffee. Always coffee. What's up, guys? It's been a little over a month or so since I posted a video. And to be honest, I've tried probably 7 or 8 different carving videos and different things, but it's been so busy lately that either they sold before I can get them done or just talking to customers. Like, it's just been a blessing, but it's been non-stop. So what I thought I would do, we'll just kind of show you guys around the shop. We made a couple big changes over the last month. My dad came over from North Carolina for a couple weeks and really helped me with a lot of things that just one didn't have time to or couldn't get to, and I'm just really excited to show you guys. So I'll give you a little quick tour around the shop and kind of explain where this journey started, how it's going and where it's at now, and plans for the future. So bear with me. Let's take a tour. So this is what you see as you're walking up to the shop. I got my little parking area here. That's Sarge, little 89 F350. That's the General. It's the good old Yoda. But this is it. And so out front here, we still got a couple things that I really want to get done. Hopefully get some bigger pieces out here. Kind of fill it in a little bit. I do have a couple stumps out here. Moved some things around today. Constantly doing that anyway. But as you're walking up, this is my little porch area here. And so how these came to be is everything's built in buckets of concrete. So to hide the buckets, I won't say the brand name, but to hide the buckets, I was going to originally build these little flower boxes around them, but then had this really cool rotted out piece of oak that came from the city here. And so what I did is I just cut them, notched them out, flipped them over the bucket, and now I turned something that was kind of an eyesore and gave this log a new life and new purpose. And so yeah, this is the little porch area. Like I said, moved some stuff around, hung up my old saws, and so he's been around with me for a little while. They still do run, but I don't really use them anymore, and I felt like it was a better spot to display them. All my old burnout bars there. Just decided to frame out that vinyl that I've had. Again, this is my little porch area. What Pops did, what I'm really excited about, I had to rebuild my shop this year, and so we went 4 feet taller than the old shop because I really just wanted to have fans up here. So that was a huge thing for me, and I'm really excited about it. We wired everything in so nice. Everything's on light switches, and it just really did a great job. So thankful that he was able to help me out here. But alright, so this is kind of a weird segue, I know. I'm in the process of editing this video and found some carving videos I did with some of the pieces in the gallery, so I'm going to go ahead and include those now. Apologize for the editing. It's going to be a little janky this time, but I thought it'd be cool to kind of incorporate that. Got a little late. We are getting some bad storms coming through. from the hurricane, and sorry, there's a bunch of lightning going on, but I decided to go ahead and stay in my camper tonight, work on this video, and yeah, so enjoy some of the chainsaw parts. go over a couple pieces. I just made these over the last few days, a couple handful of days or so. This one was a really fun one, so let me explain this a little bit. This idea I've had in my head for a while. I'm not the originator of it by any means, but I just thought it was cool, more of like a statue or an art piece to me. I know it's all art, but that just has a little bit of a different vibe than my normal go-to bears, and so really had a lot of fun doing that. And that piece of cedar is just so pretty. Made this little guy here. Mainly everything I use is made out of cedar. I really like working with it. I try to incorporate as much of the log as I can, and so I used to cut all these knots off and stuff, but I like to keep that there. His little feet sticking out here was actually a little branch coming out, and a lot of pieces like that now I'll incorporate either into the carving or to the piece itself to give it a little more character and just really highlight the natural beauty of the wood. So put some cedar shavings down here on each side. And this, so I do a lifetime warranty with all my pieces. I made this little raccoon a couple years ago, maybe a couple years ago now, and their cat actually knocked it off their railing and broke the tail. So came through, kind of gave it a spot day, glued the tail back on, freshened it up, resealed it for them, and it's waiting to get picked up now. Just finished this one probably an hour or so ago. It's kind of a funky piece, but again, this whole little section here, you might be able to see it from a side view, this was a branch. This whole thing was a branch coming out. So when I got to the carving right here, I didn't quite know exactly what I was going to do. And usually in those situations, sometimes it flows perfect, but this one I let sit, and when I came back to it, decided it wanted to be a little fish. So a little fish coming down here, a little rainbow trout, and used a little cedar stick and some twine to make a little fishing bear. These guys I call a stump bear, or yeah, I pretty much call them a stump bear. Coming out of a stump, and again incorporating the cedar log here, and yeah, so he's got a cool little personality. So just finished this one up this morning as well. This guy hanging out over the counter here, greeting everybody as they walk up. Then from the back side of it, he's just hanging out there. Finished this one actually today as well too. So you can see this was the branch coming out of the tree, and so it grew pretty funky, and when I made the cut, I lined it up so where I could highlight the red and the white, a little bit of fat wood here. But really cool piece, kind of a standard sitting bear, and they all have their own little personalities. I think I said that already, but it's my favorite thing. So another fun piece. This is actually a piece of pine, and what it was a Y of a tree. So this was a branch coming up here and a branch coming up here, and I walked by this piece a handful of times, and it was calling my name the other day, and so I finally got around to doing it, and it's like he's stuck in the log there. Excuse me. This little guy, I call these a railing bear. So you can set these pieces on like a fireplace mantle, a bench obviously, or a just whatever. It's got a flat surface. So it's cut at a 90 degree, and he's hanging off there. Got his little back foot poking through his belly there, and his paws there, and he's just chilling. This is another piece I just finished up. These are kind of standard for me. Bear with a welcome sign. And so this little welcome sign, I call it a rustic finish, and got it right there in front of my desk as you walk up and just say hi to everybody. So speaking of my desk, this is more of my office area, if you will. It looks a little congested right now. All except this piece. This is kind of all my personal stuff, and so this is a couple newspaper articles I was featured in. This saw blade actually came from a family member of mine, and I really wanted to keep it and utilize that, so I put a Fat Bob sticker on it and hung it up, and yeah, it's got a little piece of history with it. This was a sign that my dad had made for me, and it's just a great reminder, you know, to let me know that he's always here with me. and to let me know that God's always here with me. And so, just a beautiful thing, and I just thought I could highlight that up there. But over here, a friend of mine made this little birdhouse for me. Really cool. She asked me what I wanted. This was a couple years ago, and I said just make it as funky and as cool as possible. And that's what was created. I just think it's so beautiful. These are a couple challenge coins that I've received over the last year or so. This was a carving. This guy carves golf balls into crosses, and he gave that to me. One of my customers made me this glass bowl. Again, when whether they trade art or something, just thought that was so cool. She asked me what I wanted, said just have fun, whatever you think. This little plate here, super cool piece. It's actually a piece of koa wood from Hawaii. Came off my buddy's property over there. He got it shipped over here to East Tennessee, and then another friend of mine put it on his lathe and made me a plate, and I've been hanging on to it for years now. I do need to re-oil it. It's been a little while, but it's hanging on pretty good. And just a couple other pieces. This is a really cool thing. So a few or so weeks ago, this guy I met, he owns a company called Operation Honor, and just an amazing guy, and his family was veterans, and so what he does is he'll take in veterans and teach them woodworking, and they all make different things, but this one was made, each one signed by the veteran that is made. He's based out of Kentucky, and hopefully at some point I'll be able to go up there and do a live carving demo and show these guys the carving side and what I do, and kind of spread the love to some veterans and maybe get them into carving. So these are old my dog signs, Cash and Grace. That came from my dad's property like 10 years ago that we made. Another sign that I made a couple years ago, my first shop here, and then also that piece. And so it's just kind of a little project piece. And so this is going to be a cedar lyre instead of a chandelier. So the concept, I'll be hanging some Edison balls from it, pretty much just like this, but just, that cedar's so pretty. This one was all rotted out in the center, and so what I did is I just kind of dug it out, and I really sanded it as fine as I could. Tried to dig out all the little crevices, highlight the natural beauty, and at night this thing just has such a nice soft glow. So I can't wait to get that one done. Hopefully when Pops comes back, he'll be able to help me out there. And so this is kind of my little merch section. It's growing. I'm getting some new products in. So I got some coffee cups, I got some tumblers that I've made, some hats made. It's all made by local businesses here. I got all my shirts displayed here. Fat Bob's Wood Co. And then another friend of mine, known him since high school, got into woodworking just hanging around the shop, and so he makes these beautiful flags. Another friend of mine was a customer, turned friend, turned woodworker, so he makes these incredible little clocks here. So I got these on display. They're all made out of cedar, and kind of the same concept. I mean, just want to highlight the natural beauty of the cedar. It's got so much character in and of itself, and so just a really cool thing. Things that I can't really get into because the carvings keep me so busy. And so again, that's my little office area. Behind all that is insanity, so I won't show you underneath the desk. But it hides it well. This is all old rusty tin that I've had. Still got to put a couple shelves up here. As soon as I pick up some more cedar slabs, I'll be able to get that little section done. Be able to put more pieces up and hang some more stuff from it, or put stuff on it. So that's my little gallery area. It's kind of a porch gallery. I'm working on trying to get some more pieces out ready to go. And speaking of that, I'll show you my little shop area. And then this is where all my carving is done with the chainsaw. So I have these stumps set up here, different heights for different sized pieces. This is one that I started on Saturday. Hadn't got a chance to finish it. It's very early in the carving process, so still got a long ways to go. It's got these awesome little knots here though, and I have something in mind that I think I can do to incorporate it, but we'll see what the wood wants to do. So again, there's my little stumps, and then this is my little log pile. And so mainly what I have right now is cedar. 90% of what I carve is cedar, maybe even a little bit more. But I got some oak out back, and I have some poplar and some pine out back, just marinating. But cedar's my go-to, and there's some really beautiful, funky pieces, and actually some really big cedar trees mixed in here. And so, like, I love this stuff here. You know, it makes the carving a little challenging sometimes, trying to figure out where everything's gonna fit or go, but it always works out the way that it wants to. And so, yeah, that's my little log pile. Got some more laying over here. There's just some unfinished pieces that I need to get done. Over the last couple years, they've been sitting. But this is my little shop area. And as you enter, you got an old McCullough chainsaw up there, little flag set up. And so, over the last weekend when Pops was in town, we really spent a lot of time. It got a little crazy in here for a little bit. Things just I work like a tornado, and so we really deep cleaned everything. Got all my tools hung up there, my blowers and hedge clippers and weed eaters and stuff. This is Johnny's little area. I used to have this huge shelf thing back here. It just took up so much room. I just condensed everything in this little shelf area here. These are my lockers. That's where I keep all my tools locked up. This is pretty much where I keep all my carving tools, and I really know where everything is. I'm kind of a big fan of cobalt. I don't know if you can tell or not, but. And then this is my little carving desk, and so I got my little power strip here. My dad actually gave me this. It's like a lawnmower jack, and I've been using it so much. I built this little shelf here thing to go in there, and it's really nice because I can actually adjust the height, so I can either go higher or lower, obviously, depending on what I'm carving. And so, yeah, this is just a couple of my bits, my paints, my torch, all my batteries for the cobalt tools. Got a little fan blowing up here. And then this is what I keep all my sanding discs in. I got this off Amazon. I love it. Just keeps everything so organized. And yeah, this is pretty much it. I'll have another video up in the next few days or so. It'll take me a few days to edit it. I'm just gonna dedicate a night, and I did a video showing the first step, kind of a simple breakdown on paper, and then we'll take some of those things that I explained on that, apply it to the chainsaw. And what I think I'm gonna do is just do like a voiceover thing, trying to explain it with the chainsaw, cutting it off, turning it on, doing different things. It just became too chaotic, and so I'll have the camera set up, sitting on there, maybe 2 or 3 of them, and then, like I said, do a little voiceover thing and explain what I'm doing. But that's pretty much it. It's this place is really coming along. Been set up here almost 3 years now, and when things get a little crazy or hectic, this is how I started. And I keep this in my clipboard just to remind me. So I had a little pop-up tent. I had to get a tarp because there's so much rain that it was leaking. My tools were getting fried from all the water. I was soaked, and it was awesome. I wouldn't change it at all for the world. And yeah, so excuse me, I built a shop through the help of some great friends and family. Excuse me. One little section at a time, you know, old Johnny Cash style, one piece at a time. And the end of last year, kind of around Thanksgiving, I had to tear it all down. And there's a major highway here. They're going to eventually turn it into a 4-lane. They hadn't done anything in almost a year now, but it's okay. So pretty much had to start from nothing again. And man, I wouldn't be able to do it without the people I'm surrounded with. It was a humbling experience for sure. And I sit here in the mornings, sometimes at night, and just so appreciative of my customers, my friends. I mean, it's amazing. It's been a absolutely insane journey. I will over some videos I'll explain that a little bit more and go into in depth and how carving really was there for me when I needed it the most. And my whole purpose with these videos is to hopefully influence people, teach them some things, and use it as an outlet. You know, it was that's kind of how I did it. You know, part-time forever. A starving artist more than I wasn't, and I just again, I'll go into that journey another video, but just really blessed, feel really grateful, and God put me right here for a reason, and I couldn't be more thankful. And so I believe that I'm here to spread love and spread the carving word, I guess, if you will, or at least some techniques, maybe that's better, on how I do. And I'm not saying by any means what I do is the right or wrong way. It's just what I do. And as you do it, you'll have a different perspective than me. And I can't wait to see, hopefully, what you guys create. But I love y'all. I really appreciate you watching these videos. Started out with one little subscriber, and it was me. And then my dad. And so it's growing a little bit. There's a bunch of carving videos out there. This is just my journey in my life, and people have asked me for years and years to do it, and I just felt like it's something that I needed to. But again, love y'all. Hope you have a blessed day, and be on the lookout for a carving video coming up here soon, and we'll get right on it. Thanks for allowing me this journey. I'm changing the world one piece at a time. I'll see y'all soon. Oh, if you guys want, I do have a Facebook page set up. It's called Fat Bob's Wood Co. That's the name of my company, Fat Bob's Wood Co. Facebook and Instagram, but there's a bunch of pictures and videos on there. And so if you want to check it out and see some of the carvings I've done over the last few years of being here, there's some cool stuff on there, and let me know what you think. I'll talk to you guys soon. Love you, bye.